Have you ever wondered where the Roman Empire's northernmost provincial capital was? Welcome to the city of York, or as the Romans called it, Eboracum. Established in the year 71 AD, Eboracum was more than just a distant outpost. It was a thriving city, a bustling hub of commerce, culture, and military might, where Roman architecture dotted the landscape, and Latin was the language of choice. But this was not some peripheral settlement. Oh no. Eboracum was the jewel of the north, the northernmost provincial capital in the vast Roman Empire. Now, you might be wondering, what made Eboracum so noteworthy? Well, it was here in this very city that the fate of the Roman Empire was forever altered. The year was 306 AD, and the empire was on the brink of civil war. The then emperor, Constantius Chlorus, was on a campaign in Britannia, with Eboracum serving as his base. It was here that he breathed his last, but not before naming his son Constantine as his successor. This was a pivotal moment in history, as Constantine would later become known as Constantine the Great, the first Roman emperor to convert to Christianity, thus changing the course of Western civilization. Imagine the ripple effects of that decision, made in the heart of Eboracum, still influence our world today. But like all great empires, the Roman Empire was not built to last. Over the next few centuries, it crumbled under the weight of its own ambitions, and by the 5th century, the Romans had departed from Britannia. Eboracum, once the pulsating heart of the north, was left to its own devices. But the story of York doesn't end there. The city, resilient as ever, began a new chapter. As the Roman Empire fell, York transitioned into the capital of the Anglo-Saxon kingdom of Northumbria. The city that was once the beacon of the Romans in the north found a new identity, a new purpose, and a new path to glory. Change swept through York in the 9th century with the arrival of a new force, the Vikings. This was no mere raiding party. These Norse seafarers, famed for their longships and fierce warriors, came to conquer, and conquer they did. In 866, the Vikings took control of northern England, transforming York into the capital of a new Viking kingdom. The town's name shifted from the Anglo-Saxon Eofer's Wick, meaning trading place, to the Danish Jorvik, marking the start of a new chapter in York's history. This was not just a political and military takeover. The Vikings brought with them their own culture, language, and trade networks, reshaping York into a thriving Danish trading center. Jorvik, as York was now known, flourished under Viking rule. Its strategic location, coupled with the Vikings' seafaring prowess, turned it into a bustling hub of commerce. Craftsmen flocked to the town, setting up weekly markets where goods like pottery, brought by ship from across Europe, were traded. The town's population, which had dwindled to around 2,000 after the departure of the Romans, started to grow again. Jorvik was on the rise. But it wasn't just trade that thrived. The Vikings were master craftsmen in their own right. In the heart of Jorvik, wool was woven, blacksmiths hammered away, and skilled artisans crafted combs from bone and antler. The town's streets, or gata in Danish, bustled with activity. One such street, Coppergate or Coopergata, was likely a center for these craftsmen. By the time of the Norman conquest in 1066, Jorvik was booming. Its population had swelled to between 9,000 and 10,000. But as we'll see, the era of Viking rule was drawing to a close. The Normans, with William the Conqueror at their helm, had their sights set on England. York's era of Viking rule would eventually end with the Norman conquest of England. But the legacy of the Vikings, their culture, their craftsmanship, and their influence on the city's growth, would endure, forever shaping the identity of York. In the Middle Ages, York rose to become England's second-largest city, its wealth built on the wool trade. The city's prosperity was nothing short of magnificent, with the wool industry serving as the cornerstone of its economy. As a bustling metropolis, York became a hub for merchants, artisans, and businessmen, all contributing to a thriving urban landscape. During this period, York also found itself at the heart of a power struggle that would shape the course of English history, the War of the Roses. This was a series of bloody civil wars for the throne of England, fought between two rival branches of the royal house of Plantagenet, the House of Lancaster, associated with a red rose, and the House of York, whose symbol was a white rose. The city of York, true to its name, sided with the House of York, and to this day, the white rose remains a potent symbol of the city's identity. In the midst of the turbulent 15th century, a significant event took place that would further cement York's place in history. Henry VIII, the notorious Tudor king, made a decision that would forever change the religious landscape of northern England. He declared York the capital of his northern church, a move that was both political and strategic. This decision not only consolidated his power in the region, but also paved the way for the construction of York Minster, one of the most magnificent cathedrals in the Church of England. This grand edifice, with its towering spires and intricate stained glass, stands as a testament to York's medieval history and the city's importance during the reign of Henry VIII. It's a potent symbol of the city's historical significance and its enduring appeal. York's medieval history left an indelible mark on the city, shaping its future and architecture. The city's past is etched into its very fabric in the cobbled streets, the leaning timbered buildings, and the grandeur of York Minster. Every corner of this medieval metropolis tells a story of power, prosperity, and perseverance. As Britain industrialized, York became a crucial railroad hub, home to the world's largest train station at the time. This once Roman city, turned Viking trading center, turned medieval metropolis, was now thrust into the forefront of the Industrial Revolution. The city's strategic location, its connection to major trade routes, and its flourishing population made it an ideal spot for industrial growth. The city was abuzz with the clatter of steam engines and the hustle of workers. The railway station, a marvel of engineering, became the heartbeat of the city, pumping goods and people across the country. The Industrial Revolution brought prosperity, but it also brought challenges. The city had to adapt to rapidly changing times, and yet it managed to retain its historical charm, a testament to the resilience of its people. But as the world plunged into the Second World War, York faced a new threat. Being a strategic railway hub, it was a prime target for enemy bombing. The war brought fear and destruction, but it also brought unity and resilience. The people of York stood as one, withstanding the worst of the bombings. Their spirit remained unbroken, even as the city around them was reduced to rubble. The most significant attack, known as the Baedeker Blitz, aimed to destroy the historic heart of the city. It was a dark night in April 1942 when the sirens echoed through the streets of York. The city was under attack. The railway station, the lifeblood of the city, was heavily bombed. Yet miraculously, the medieval city walls, the shambles, and the magnificent York Minster survived. The city was scarred, but not defeated. In the aftermath of the war, York faced the enormous task of rebuilding. The city rose from the ashes, preserving its medieval architecture and weaving its war-torn history into the fabric of its identity. The Industrial Revolution and World War II left indelible marks on York, shaping it into the city we know today. Despite the challenges of war and industrialization, York's historic charm remained intact. Its cobbled streets, ancient walls, and leaning timbered buildings stand as a testament to its enduring spirit and its remarkable journey through history. Today, York stands as the most picturesque city in Britain, its cobbled streets and leaning timbered buildings attracting visitors from around the world. With a heritage that spans 2 millennia, it's no wonder that York has become a haven for history buffs and culture enthusiasts alike. Each corner of the city breathes history, from the imposing York Minster, one of the most powerful churches in the Church of England, to the charming Shambles, a narrow medieval street lined with timber-framed buildings. The city's past is not just confined to its architecture, but also weaves its way through the daily life and traditions of its residents. Yet York is not just a city frozen in time, it is a vibrant, living city with a rich cultural scene. The city hosts numerous festivals throughout the year, celebrating everything from its Roman roots to its Viking past, from its renowned culinary traditions to its thriving arts scene. York has also found its way into popular culture. Iconic television shows like Downton Abbey and All Creatures Great and Small have brought the charm of York and its surrounding Yorkshire countryside to screens worldwide, further boosting its appeal as a tourist destination. These shows have not only showcased the city's beautiful landscapes, but also highlighted its rich history and the warm hospitality of its people. Visitors to York can not only walk the same cobbled streets that Romans, Vikings, and medieval merchants once did, but also experience the city's unique blend of old and new. From exploring the ancient city walls, to enjoying a cup of tea in a quaint cafe, to shopping in the bustling city center, there's something for everyone in York. From its Roman roots to its modern charm, the city of York offers a journey through time, a testament to the resilience and adaptability of this historic city. So whether you're a history enthusiast, a culture vulture, or simply looking for a picturesque city break, York is a destination that promises to captivate and inspire.